Of a self-titled EP, Pretoria-based singer and songwriter Ryki has been making waves in the South African music industry. The young songstress has worked with some of the notable names in the country's music scene, including the likes of Sketchy Bongo, K.O and Kyle Watson, to mention just a few. And for more on this, let's now chat to her. She joins me now in studio. Very good morning to you, Ryki, and welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Now, you started your musical journey from the age of 8. Take us through that journey from then to now.
From a young age, I've always been singing and taking photos and like in the arts, always busy girl. But I guess it was like inside of me, and I just kept on pursuing it, and then I got signed and I got to do it professionally.
Is it?
Yeah.
When did you decide to go pro?
Wow, I didn't really decide it. It fell into my lap as a blessing. I got signed when I was 18, right before my birthday, or right after my birthday. First contract that I signed, which was really cool. I got signed at Universal, and they found a song from mine, and yeah, it just happened. It was just a blessing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, Ryki, being a young person in this industry, or trying to find your feet in this industry that is very difficult to crack, what is it that you bring to the table? What makes your music so unique?
Wow, I guess we all try to be different, but it's looking at the market and trying to figure out what makes you different, and what can you, which audience can you reach out to by being different but also being pop. So I think you just need to determine, you need to work like strategic a little bit, because following your own sound is cool and all, but it's also like it's a job. You need to figure out a way to do it. So finding your sound, it's a process, and yeah. So
and speaking of audiences, who do you think your music is targeted at?
Well, any ages, I don't think I have like a market like, okay, only teenagers or only this or that, but yeah, anyone who likes hip-hop or anyone who likes artistic, abstract music, I try to aim for that. Yeah.
Just listening to you earlier, I get a hint that your music, there's a hint of electro, there's a hint of pop. Just how would you define your sound?
Wow, I think urban and stylish and fashionable and trendy. I just want to keep up with the trends and try to incorporate anything that's, stylish. So the way like, vocal chops was a thing. I immediately wanted vocal chops in my tracks, and then now there's like this weird, I don't know if you listen to Beyonce's new music and Nerd and all of that, so try to keep up with trends and just, yeah.
So you released your self-titled EP last year. How has that helped nurture and change your career or boost your career, and how was it received?
Wow, I think it was an introduction for my audience to get to know me, but it was really the first work that I've ever done. So I was thrown into studio and I had to just write and work with big artists, and it was amazing. But I guess it was just the first bits of what I'm going to do. So it was an introduction, and right now I'm working more with a plan and figuring out exactly how I sound as an artist. Yeah.
And speaking of big artists, I do understand that you've worked with K.O.
Yeah.
How did that collaboration come about, and are you planning on doing more collabos in the future?
Wow, yes, definitely. I love collaborations, and I really respect South African artists. It was also just a blessing. I didn't deserve it. His manager walked into studio while I was recording my latest single, and he literally requested, can K.O feature on this? So it was really just a blessing, and I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. But obviously, I immediately said yes, and we worked it up from there, yeah.
Wow. And what did you learn from him, from just working with him?
Wow, I didn't really work hand in hand with him. We weren't in studio together. He wrote his verse and he recorded it. So I guess I still have a bit to learn from him performance-wise. I think when we perform together, I'll take some tips there. But his manager is awesome, really cool guy, and I've learned just how to communicate and how to, so a few things, but we'll see where it goes.
So as you're trying to find your feet in this industry, what sort of lessons have you learned along the way?
Wow, I think to speak life over your circumstances. I think if you're in a place because it's very stressful and you do get thrown into the deep end, but if you say nasty things about yourself, or oh, I'm not going to do this, or this is probably going to happen, like negative things. It really changes your mind space, and I think speaking life over yourself and having faith for the best it kind of benefits you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like hearing that. All right, Ryki, thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thank you.
That is singer and songwriter Ryki. She was chatting to us about her journey in the South African music industry and the release of a latest single where she features K.O titled Money.